Relevant Rasslin Productions. It's always relevant to us, damn it.
Can I be your superhero?
Greetings, buzz humans, smarts, marks, hipsters, trolls, and the rest of the Relevant Rasslin family. It's me, the voice of Relevant Rasslin Productions, and your humble narrator for this evening's main event. It is I, Joe Fortune, and this is episode 6 of Relevant Rasslin Goes Beyond. Buzz humans, in case this is your first time riding the buzz waves with us, let me break down for you what we do here at Relevant Rasslin Goes Beyond. Relevant Rasslin Goes Beyond is a podcast / videocast brought to you by Relevant Rasslin Productions that exclusively covers New England-based independent wrestling promotion Beyond Wrestling and its sister promotion, Women's Wrestling Revolution. Buzz humans, like I said, if this is your first time joining us, get ready. If you are a returning buzz human who is riding the buzz waves with us once again, then we thank you for your continued patronage here at Relevant Rasslin Productions. So before we get into it, allow me to plug the social media so you can continue to ride those buzz waves with us, and make sure you know where to check out all of our original, relevant, and buzz-worthy content. Make sure to join the Relevant Rasslin Productions Facebook group at facebook.com/relevantrasslin. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Relevant Rasslin. Subscribe to the Relevant Rasslin Productions YouTube channel, and make sure to check out the BuzzList on our playlist section for a list of a bunch of ridiculous matches that I put together. That will be sure to pop you guys, piss you off, make you laugh, and maybe you'll see some matches on there you've never seen before, and some that you can't wait to forget. But check that out. Also, check us out on Tumblr. Watch and chat with us on Periscope and Twitch. Listen to our podcasts on Audio Boom, Google Play Music, TuneIn, and Spotify. Listen to the Relevant Rasslin Productions BuzzTunes mixtape on Spotify for a buzzworthy mixtape / playlist of all our favorite singles from this year. Read our relevant reviews on our Facebook group notes section on our contributions to the Japanese Puro Ichiban WordPress page, and our contributions to falsefinish.com. And make sure to hit us up for your copy of the most interactive wrestling zine on the planet, the Relevant Rag. Big shout outs to our friends Dave DeLeon / Dave the Drummer, False Finish Productions, Super Kicking It with Kelsey / Two Face Wrestling Podcast, The Heel Marks, Doing the Job Podcast, the Hudson Valley Wrestling Alliance, and Mr. Tenacious Tyler himself, the Suck Me Crew, and all of our relevant buzz humans, fans, loyal listeners. Thank you for joining us once again for Relevant Rasslin Goes Beyond. This is episode 6. Buzz humans, we got a lot to cover. We are a month out from WrestleMania week, so pardon me. So we gotta, I gotta bring you guys up to speed with everything that's been going on in Beyond and Women's Wrestling Revolution and, related happenings. We'll get right into it. Let me get my notes out here so we can get down and dirty with it. Before we start anything, I want to give a big congratulations to Drew and Beyond Wrestling for reaching over 400 1,000 subscribers on their YouTube network. That's a crazy, amazing, awesome feat. That's way more than Relevant Rasslin will probably ever have, ever. But that is just amazing. I'm going to check right now and let you guys know. 432,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. That is awesome. Congratulations, guys. Here's to reaching 500,000. Towards the end of March, right before WrestleMania week, Chikara held its Young Lions Cup, and Beyond Wrestling sent a couple representatives down there, and lo and behold, my goodness, one half of the Can-Am Connection, Cam Zagami, is your new Chikara Young Lions Cup winner. And hey, it's a big win for him. I mean, I've seen him actually for a while wrestle around here in NEW and some other little shit local promotions. So that's a pretty big win for him. And yeah, congrats to Cam. Let's talk about Lit Up, which is the show from the Pontchartrain Center in Kenner, Louisiana. I'm talking about the show from WrestleMania week 5/4/2018, Beyond Wrestling / WWR Lit Up. The first match, all right, how about I don't go through this as a review, because I got to cover 2 other shows and a lot of news. So I will just give you my favorite matches from this card, because it was a big one. I really enjoyed Josh Briggs and Davian. That was a short match, but I really thought she was going to get the upset on Briggs. Big Briggs fan. He was featured in the first issue of the Relevant Wrestling, in our Relevant Wrestling zine, the most relevant zine on the planet. No, just kidding, guys. But yeah, Josh Briggs was featured in the Relevant Rag, and that was a great match. I also really enjoyed the Rumblebees, Solo Darling and Travis Huckabee against Joey Ryan and Laura James, because I had never really seen the Rumblebees before. Actually, I didn't even know who they were, so that was awesome. I liked the 4-way match with Tessa, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, Mia Yim, and Wheeler Yuta, which Tessa won. And of course, I liked Martina, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I did enjoy Martina and Orange Cassidy against Janela P. And the main event of Toni Storm and Tim Thatcher was pretty awesome too. And it was good to see, the women get a decent amount of wins on this card. That was a great show. I got to sit front row for that during Mania Week. I got to sit front row for a lot of shows, so big ups to Greg for getting me those tickets. Greg H., thank you once again. But yeah, it was an awesome time in New Orleans and Kenner for Mania Week, but I could talk about that for hours and hours and hours, and I probably already have if you have spoken to me and you were not at that trip. I'm sure I've talked your ear off about New Orleans, but that's not what this is about. You can listen to, our other podcast, the Flagship Show, if you want to hear my Mania Week review. But this is Beyond Wrestling and Women's Wrestling Revolution only on this show. So let's continue with that. Yeah, Lit Up was awesome. So let's get into Welcome Home Night 1, which was held on 4/28, so about a week and a half ago, right? Why was this was part of a double shot, and why was this a double shot? Well, because why the hell not? Double shot weekends are awesome. But more importantly, why was this show called Welcome Home? Well, I'm sure plenty of you guys know. Abby Lath, aka formerly known as, now known once again as Kimberly parted ways. There we go. We'll say it that way. Parted ways with WWE and NXT, and is back on the indie scene. And we all know that she cut her teeth and made her name as being one of the most important, I would say, intergender wrestlers of our generation, and just, you know, a great women's wrestler as, you know, as well, in Beyond Wrestling. So she's back, and you know, these shows were, I guess, for her. So we had on 4/28 at the Wrestle Factory in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opening contest was, and believe it or not, Latin American Exchange, Homicide, right? Homicide and Beyond Wrestling. That's pretty awesome. I know. That's what everybody was saying when I showed them the card. Homicide with LAX. Great to see him, you know. Cool to see LAX doing the LAX thing with Homicide, you know, and not the Team Pazuzu thing here, even though, you know, they're back together. They defeated the throwbacks of Dasher Hatfield and Mark Angliosetti and Icarus. You know, this is just like an opening match to get the crowd hot. You know, a little Beyond versus Chikara match. Obviously had to happen because, you know, the show is being held at the Wrestle Factory, Chikara's home base. So you got to feature a couple of the guys on the card, I would imagine. LAX went over in that one, so there you go. MJF defeated Jaka. Damn, MJF, obviously, you know, CZW heavyweight champion now, so probably going to start picking up more wins in other promotions, you know, bigger wins, bigger bookings, which is great for him. But yeah, Jaka, obviously one of our favorites here at Relevant Wrestling Productions. So that sucks to see him lose. But I'm pissed about that, which is great because MJF is such an awesome heel. He pisses me off all the time. I love him, but I love to boo him. So that's a big win for him in my book. John Silver defeated Rory Gulak pretty hastily, which is good. I'm glad that Silver had a singles match. Not really big on his Beaver Boys thing or Thick Boys or whatever the fuck those tag team shits are called. I'm more into him as a singles guy. I liked his matches against Lufisto and Jordan Grace when he really healed it out. I guess the feud with them is done. After they lost, right? I'm pretty sure. Where is it here? Yep, on 225 at the Abadanza show. Team Pog defeated the Beaver Boys, Alex Reynolds and John Silver. So I guess Silver's back to doing, you know, I would say back, you know, they don't really have a feud is what I'm trying to say here. Silver doesn't really have a feud with anybody going. I would like to see him back on the singles circuit. Like I said, don't really care for him as a tag team guy, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, let's get back to the rest of the card. Young Lions Cup title match. Cam Zagami defeated Jordan Grace. Damn, tough break for Jordan there. And obviously Cam was not going to lose that trophy the first night that he, you know, defended it. So good on him, right? John Grisham defeated this dude called Puma King, who I have never seen or even really heard of before. He looks pretty awesome. He is like a luchador from CMLL, and he wears like a full black body suit with like silver and gold, and it's got like little ears on it, so you know he looks like a puma, I guess, or a leopard or something. I'm not really up on my African animals that are luchadors. You know, you guys got to help me out with that. Anyway, Puma King looks really cool. So it was the Puma versus the Octopus, and I thought Puma King was going to go over here, but Grisham did. You guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of these comedy matches, and this part kind of brought the show down for me because they did 2 comedy matches right in a row, even though I'm not sure that's the direction that they originally had intended to go. Orange Cassidy defeated Johnny Cockstrong. I can't even really remember this match. You know how I feel about this shit stuff, whatever, sorry, about these kind of matches. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Cassidy went over. Joey Janela and Penelope Ford were originally booked to face Tracy Williams, and Wheeler Yuta. Hot Wheels versus Janela, right? But Penelope is injured, so Joey needed a partner. Instead of having Joey pick his partner or announce a mystery partner, they did this like draw a name out of the hat gimmick. The first name that they drew was DJ Hyde, and then they said, obviously these were little ribs, or worked ribs, whatever. The first name, like I said, DJ Hyde, but he was not welcome in the Wrestle Factory. Second name pulled was Low Key, but he didn't show up, right? The third name pulled was Orange Cassidy. So we got 2 Orange Cassidy matches, which I'm sure some of you guys love, and hey, respect for that. I'm not going to shit on other people's likes. Yeah, actually, I will sometimes, but come on, that's not what this is about. I know you guys dig him, and he gets a lot of bookings for Beyond, so no disrespect to him. It's just not my thing. He and Janela defeated Williams and Yuta. Would I have rather seen Joey and Penelope in this match? Yes, I would have. But I think the outcome would have been the same regardless. Joey and Penelope would have gone over regardless. Joey was going to come out on top in this match, I felt like. Matt Riddle defeated Josh Briggs in an awesome match. Obviously, big fan of the bro here. What can we say bad about Matt Riddle? Absolutely nothing. Matt Riddle marks here, I suppose. Josh Briggs, our boy, featured in an interview in the first Relevant Wrestling, Relevant Ragzine issue. Great match with Riddle. I thought Briggs might go over here, might get his big win, but not yet. Riddle, brand new Evolve champion coming out of Mania weekend, so I guess he wasn't going to lose right away in a Beyond ring. But yeah, awesome match. Definitely try to check that one out. If you don't watch anything else on this card, try to find Matt Riddle versus Josh Briggs. That was a great one. And in the main event, Princess Kimberly versus the third generation Tessa B. See what I did there? No, I didn't. Anyway, Kim versus Tessa. Great match. Back and forth. I thought Tessa might pull the not the upset, because it's not, these are both big names here, so I wouldn't say it's an upset. I thought Tessa might win here, but because she just debuted in Impact Wrestling, and I figured maybe part of her contract, letting her work Beyond, and she wouldn't have to, she wouldn't be able to lose. But Kimber went over, as she should, because it's her shows, it's her weekend, and maybe they're slowly looking to put Tessa out of Beyond because she's going to be working with Impact exclusively, and maybe she just had to fulfill these commitments. I'm not really sure, but she's also on the show the next night, so we'll get to that match, and maybe you'll see why I said what I said. Anyway, Kim went over, and all in all, not my favorite Beyond show. Obviously, you could tell I wasn't super hyped about it over through my interview, but no disrespect, it was booked the way it was. And usually when they do these double shots, I tend to see that you have to look at the bigger picture, and that some of these matches are used to set up things on the second night. That's just booking and how it goes. And that's kind of like the draw for these double shots. Like you want to go to both shows because you want to see how things play out, but also it kind of pushes people towards going to the second show moreover than the first show, because that's like the conclusion of the events that were built up in the first night. Anyway, let's go into the second night. Let's see, do I have any annotations here on the notes? Yeah, I'll talk about this stuff when we get into it. Everything, nothing that I need to talk about before. No warnings or anything. We had night 2, Beyond Wrestling, Welcome Home, at Electric Haze in Worcester, Massachusetts on 4/29/2018. Things started off with a Powerbomb.tv pregame show. It was a women's wrestling revolution show. And this was an awesome card. I was a really big fan of this. Card. I think Beyond does a great job with these Powerbomb.tv pre-show cards and pre-game cards. I'm always a fan of them, and I think that they're really I don't know, they're really a good way to, if you come early, you get to see something extra. If you come a little later, you didn't really miss anything too crazy, but you do get to see really good matches. We had Solo Darling in a huge upset, I would say. She tapped out Davian, who I thought was going to be on a roll in, Beyond and WWR, but that's 2 big losses for Davian in a row there, losing to Briggs back at Lit Up, and now losing to Solo Darling. But she's a heel, so she doesn't really need to win. Oceanea defeated Faye Jackson. Let's chalk that up to, for storyline purposes, Stokely Hathaway should have been out there with his woman, the First Lady of the Dream Team, Miss Faye Jackson. And he was, but he had a match coming up later in the night with John Grisham against Nick fucking Gage and Matt Tremont. So Stokely had to go prepare for the match. And he left Miss Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. He left her on her own to be defeated by the formerly known as Ashley Vox, the queen of the deep Oceanea, who's been on somewhat of a roll right now in Beyond Wrestling. So keep an eye out on her. Tasha Steelz defeated Karen Q. That was a great match. And in the huge upset, how, I feel, Skylar defeated Tessa Blanchard. I feel like this may have been her last weekend and Beyond for a long time, because she's gonna have to do the Impact Wrestling thing now, which is bittersweet. A lot of people thought that she was gonna go to NXT last year after the Mae Young Classic. For whatever reason, we're not gonna get into any rumors or any innuendo, any bullshit like that. We're going to keep it, reviews and storyline only. Not really sure why Tessa didn't get signed last year then to WWE. We do know why, but she just didn't get signed. We thought she was going to sign this year to NXT. There were a lot of rumors going on about that, but she debuted on Impact Wrestling. So, big shout out and lots of love to Tessa for from Relevant Wrestling Productions for signing with a major company. I know you guys probably don't think TNA, Impact, whatever is major, but maybe Tessa can help it become major. In the opening contest, Jordan Grace versus Kimberly. Wow, this could have been the main event. I'm not sure why they started off with this match. Maybe the girls had other bookings that night, but anyway. Kim versus Jordan, great opener. Really could have gone either way, but it was Kim's week. She beat Jordan. So, yeah, Jordan coming up on 2 losses this weekend. she's going to have to work hard to get her Thunder back. You know, lots of people were considering her the ace of the ace of women's wrestling revolution, maybe even the ace of Beyond Wrestling as well. But those two big losses are going to be a setback for Jordan. But she's a favorite here at Relevant Rasslin Productions, and we know she'll be back on the road to victory very soon. After that, there was a Shockwave versus Bill Carr, so a comedy match. You know, not the worst comedy match, but you know how I feel about those matches. I already talked about that when talking about the last show. Shockwave beat Bill Carr. I don't think Bill Carr should really be losing to many people on this roster, but whatever. It is what it is. Cam Zagami. I'll just go right into the next match. Cam Zagami defeated Wheeler Yuta. Cam did not defend his Chikara Young Lions Cup title, but he did win this match. It's not really a title. It actually is a cup. It looks, you know, like a little trophy daddy thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why I called it that, a little trophy gimmick. Yeah, Cam defeated Wheeler Yuta. John Grisham versus John Grisham. It should have been John Grisham versus Stokely Hathaway. John Grisham and Stokely Hathaway versus Nick Gage and Matt Tremont in a no disqualification match. That's what was booked, but we learned that Matt Tremont was sick. I believe he suffers from pancreatitis or something like that. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. Some type of unfortunate pancreas gimmick that made him sick, and he was unable to compete. So it was changed to a 2-on-1 handicap match between Nick motherfucking Gage. Guys, if you haven't already got your hands on one, let me check and see if they are still available on BeyondWrestlingOnline.com. The brand new Nick Gage MDK all fucking day shirt put out by Chris from Stash Pages looks awesome. It looks like they're still available for $21 on the Beyond Wrestling page. They are looks like all sizes, size small through 3XL are available, so make sure you get one of those. They look like they are a play on the old, let me look this up to make sure, FMW Wrestling. Hell yeah, we big fans of FMW here. Yeah, it is a play, of course, on the FMW logo, and you know that we really fuck with those, how do you say, like, not parody logos, but, when brands use other logos as their own and, just put their spin on it, we really fuck with that. And we fuck with everything that Stash Pages does. Chris is awesome dude. Hooked me up with some cool merch down in New Orleans, and I think this shirt is available still on the website too. The brand new Doom Patrol shirt. Yep, the fuck you, we are Doom Patrol shirt, which again is another, maybe you can call it an interpolation or whatever, of the old school, another FMW t-shirt. The is it FMW or ECW? Jado and Gato t-shirt. Fuck you, we are Jado and Gato. This one is fuck you, we are Doom Patrol, with a picture of Dickinson and Jaka's face on there. So definitely pick up those shirts if you haven't already. Pick them up on BeyondWrestlingOnline.com. Once again, big shout out to Chris from Stash Pages, or Chris Stash Pages, for putting out some awesome merch. So anyway, we had now found ourselves with a 2-on-1 no disqualification handicap match. But really, how could Nick Gage possibly lose to Stokely Hathaway and John Gresham? Well, oddly enough, if you'll remember, months back when John Gresham was the Powerbomb TV champion, Powerbomb.tv independent champion, he defeated Nick Gage by countout. So now that this was a no DQ match, they'd have to come up with another plan to beat the king of the death matches. And how did they do that? Well, with the debut of Thomas Sharp. If you guys remember back in Evolve when Ethan Page was feuding with Darby Allin last year around WrestleMania weekend, he had these dudes with him called the Gatekeepers. I don't remember what the other dude's name is, but I know that Thomas Sharp was one of the Gatekeepers. So he debuted and helped them beat down Gage. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but guys, Stokely Hathaway got the pin over. I'm going to say it. Stokely Hathaway got the pin over Nick Gage. Unfucking believable, right? Oh, man, the heat in the crowd was great. It was just great. That was great. That was a big one for me. I love that. I did not see these guys losing at all. I don't know, or this guy losing at all. I didn't mean to say these guys because, you know, Matt wasn't there. I didn't see them losing at all if Matt was there is what I meant to say. And even with Matt not being there, I was like, nah, there's no fucking way that Gresham and Stokely are going to pull this off. But they did. And I figured at least if they do, Gresham would, you know, tap Gage out or they knock him out. But yeah, they debuted Thomas Sharp, big bastard. And there you go. Maybe, you know, well, definitely the newest member of Stokely's Dream Team. So after that, we had Josh Briggs versus Martin Stone. This was a great one. My favorite Josh Briggs match thus far that I've seen from him, obviously. But, you know, also we're big fans of Martin Stone, a.k.a. Danny Burch. And here was that big win that I think that Josh really needed. You know, Martin Stone recently been doing a lot of matches and a lot of work in Beyond Wrestling, but he announced after the match that he had signed, you know, an exclusive deal with NXT. We knew he was working with NXT, but he was still allowed to do indie shows. But this was his last match with Beyond, and he will be in NXT full time. And he said he'll be working with, you know, his tag team partner, who we all know as a Beyond original, Biff Busick, but now known as Oni Lorcan in NXT. Guys, it'll be awesome to see these guys tagging together as they have been, and hopefully we can see some great singles matches between them as we did in the past. After that, we had Flip Gordon, you know, our man, the NEW, our local Connecticut and Hudson Valley area local champion. And you know, I would say honorary or pseudo Bullet Club member. Flip Gordon, versus the Puma King. Puma King defeated Gordon in this one, so Puma King went 1-1 this weekend. I didn't think he would be brought in to lose both nights, so you know, the win came at the expense of Flip. It was a pretty good match. You know, there were flips, there were dives, there was some lucha shit, but I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. The Beaver Boys, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, defeated Massage Envy of Dorian Graves and VSK. Like I said before, not a big fan of these comedy matches and not a big fan of John Silver in tag team matches. But this one was actually good because I've said before in my reviews and on other episodes of Relevant Wrestling Goes Beyond, I'm actually a fan of Massage Envy. I don't think that they are, I don't think that I think they build towards comedy spots in the match rather than base the whole match around comedy, which is the way that I like to see comedy integrated into matches. I don't like to see, the entire match being a joke. I like to see, instead of building the big high spots, you're building to comedy spots, with the baby face always getting the payoff at the end. but the heel doing some silly shit that pops the crowd, but you still know that they're the heel. Anyway, this was a decent match, and the Beaver Boys, they beat Massage Envy, so there you go. In a huge upset, but of course, not without interference and a little help from his friend Stokely Hathaway. Maxwell Jacob Friedman defeated Matt Riddle. This was like in another realm, this could have been considered a champion versus champion match. Non-title, of course, as it was, with MJF being the CZW champion and Matt Riddle being the Evolve champion. So just think about that, the magnitude that match actually had in some canons of wrestling, independent wrestling. But yeah, MJF defeated Matt Riddle. The reunited Team Pazuzu, Angel Ortiz, Chris Dickinson, Jaka, and Mike Drastic defeated the Amityville Project of Dan Barry, Mike Verna, Rex Lawless, and Ryan Galeone. This was a great match. As far as just everybody hitting a bunch of spots and popping the crowd, it was great to see Team Pazuzu back together, as they should be. I really enjoyed the Amityville Project and this new heelish character that Beyond had kind of developed for Dan Barry. Seems like that's over now, as like I said, Team Pazuzu destroyed these guys in this match. Dan Barry took the pinfall. After the match, Verna and Lawless extended their hands and to Team Pazuzu and kind of just left Dan Barry there. Didn't really, help their mans out. This left Barry and Galeone in the ring together. And Galeone went to beat down Barry and give him a powerbomb. But it was broken up by none other than Bill Carr. So that looks like Amityville Project is done, or at least Ryan Galeone is out of the project. And could this be the long-awaited reunion of Dan Barry and Bill Carr, a.k.a. Team Tremendous Investigations, Inc.? I don't know, but the crowd was certainly feeling it. They were chanting it, and they were hoping so. So we will see over the next few shows how this unfolds. And in the main event, Joey Janela was up against the Powerbomb.TV independent champion, Tracy Williams. Joey trying to go for, the big one here, get himself a little gold. This was an awesome match, one of the best mat and wrestling match and technical matches. I can't believe I'm saying this, even though I fucking love the guy from Joey. You know that we usually see him in the more hardcore deathmatch brawler style, no holds barred, balls to the wall shit. But Joey's getting a lot better as a wrestler, and it was a good opponent for him. It's good that it was Tracy Williams. I thought Joey might go over here. That's definitely how they made it look. A lot of near falls, a lot of pile drivers, and I really, really thought Joey was gonna get the belt here, and we were gonna see the title change. I thought that would have been awesome. I've been saying, with the crazy matches that Joey's been having recently against, Great Sasuke. He's got a match against PCO coming up. He's got. Well, I'll tell you the match that he's got coming up. In Beyond. But anyway, I just thought, oh man, this is gonna be fucking great. Joey's gonna be the face of independent wrestling now with the Powerbomb.TV independent title. And just as Joey was about to capture the title, that bastard David Starr returned. He came out of the crowd. Nobody saw this coming. I definitely didn't. Guy came out the crowd in a hoodie, attacked Joey. The match ended in a DQ. He beat down Joey. Crowd was pissed. I was pissed. After I watched this, I did not read spoilers or anything before watching these shows, so I had no idea that this was going down. Yeah. As a work, this was awesome. As a shoot, let me say that I thought that things between Beyond Wrestling and David Starr were done. So maybe I got worked in thinking that, which I hope that I did. Because I thought that I had the scoop on some things, but I guess I didn't. Or maybe things got worked out, which is what I hope happened. Either way, we got David Starr back in Beyond Wrestling. You know, I've been on his ass lately about some of his political and personal views, but that's not what this show is about. This show is about, like I said, storylines and news and rumors, so related to storylines. So David Starr's back. He attacked Joey. I thought that that was a great angle because it worked me. David cut the promo. He said, I'm not gonna say it, F Drew Cordero. That's what he said. He said it, not me. I'm just repeating it, you know. Joey cut the promo back saying, that this shit wasn't over, that they would kill each other in the process of, trying to get shit done between each other. Anyway, like I said, big surprise, David Starr back and Beyond, and this can only be resolved one way, and that's gonna have to be in some sort of a wild fucking match at Americanrana. I don't know how these two are going to top the match from Heavy Lies the Crown. The fans bring the weapons death match from New Year's Eve, because I was at that match and I brought some weapons that these guys used, and that match was pretty crazy. I'm not sure how they're going to top that. Maybe a barbed wire ropes match, maybe a last man standing match. I don't know, but I definitely can see, maybe a blood sport match, no ropes, knockout or submission only match. Not really sure. There's lots of options, and I'm sure that Beyond Wrestling is considering them all. And that's got to be one of, if not the main event of Americanrana this year, has got to be Joey versus David in a match to end this blood feud, or, just to take this blood feud to the next level. So with that said, I definitely enjoyed Beyond Wrestling Welcome Home Night 2 more than I did the first night. But like I said, I think some things in the first night were used to build heat and set things up for the second night. So, I can appreciate that. Let's talk about the upcoming Beyond Wrestling double shot, which will be held on May 26th and May 27th. The first night, May 26th, in East Greenwich, Rhode Island, at the Varnum Memorial Armory. Solid Gold is the name of the show. Let me pull up the official page for it on beyondwrestling.com. beyondwrestlingonline.com. I'm sorry. Let me get that official URL right for y'all out there. Thank you, BuzzHumans, again for joining us. We really appreciate you riding the buzzways with us here at Relevant Wrestling Productions for Relevant Wrestling Goes Beyond. So now I'm on their website, just taking a little bit time to load. Here we go. Solid Gold tickets are already on sale. $50 for VIP tickets. VIP includes early entry, a $5 food voucher, and reserved stage seating, or $30 for general admission tickets. Signed so far, we have a, let's see, doesn't look like there's a pre-show. Yeah, actually, wow, look at this, there is. I'm actually glad that I forgot to mention this, because this is pretty cool. 4:30 p.m. VIP entry, 5 p.m. general admission entry, and at 5:30 p.m. there will be a New England Mania card. I seen Drew post about this on Facebook and on Twitter, asking the fans what up and coming wrestlers and workers, indie workers from the New England area would we like to see him feature on the card. because New England Mania would that's what this card would be, all up and comers, new guys, which is great. Give them some opportunity. So make sure you guys check that out if you can get there early. I'm actually going to try to get to this show. If I don't get to this show, I'm going to try to get to the Worcester show. I'm going to try to get to one of these shows so I can party out there with my boys in the Suck Me crew and the rest of you relevant wrestling fans and beyond wrestling fans. Let's see. We have the main. We have no matches for that Mania card yet, but for the main card, with a 7:30 bell time, already signed to compete. We have Josh Briggs, Jonathan Grisham, John Silver, Chris Dickinson, and Jaka. And matches that are already announced are, these are some big ones, guys. For the first time ever, Matt Riddle versus, making his return to a Beyond Wrestling ring, Chuck Taylor. Lufisto versus AR Fox. And making his return, their return, I would say, to a Beyond Wrestling ring. Maybe not as a team. This is probably their first time there, but they've been there separately. Walter and Tim Thatcher versus EYFBO, aka LAX, Mike Drastic, and Angel Ortiz. Damn, this card already looks like it's going to be fucking fire. Solid Gold is right. And not only that, but Beyond Wrestling and Founders Brewing Company will be putting this show on, right? Founders Brewing Company, once again, being the sponsor. I'm sure they'll probably have the all day IPA, and I think there's like a Solid Gold IPA or something like that. Is that why it's called Solid Gold? Let's see if Founders has a beer by that name. Founders Brewing, Founders All Day IPA. Yes, we know that. Founders Solid Gold, right? They have Founders Solid Gold. So, exactly. Founders Solid Gold looks like it is a, let's see, a lager. So nice summer, nice light summer beer for us to pound down at the Solid Gold event. So that should be awesome. Night 2 of this Beyond Wrestling. Oh wow, look at this. It has now been announced that the Sunday, I guess this will be a triple shot weekend, as Sunday will feature a Women's Wrestling Revolution and Beyond Wrestling card. Geez, maybe this is the day that I'm gonna go. I'll make the trip out to Massachusetts and do the double shot day with you guys. Let's see here. What do we got? What's the skinny for night 2? What's the Iggy? We have May 27th, Worcester, Massachusetts, Electric Haze. Oh, the show is called All Day. The Beyond Wrestling card is called All Day. Not sure what the Women's Wrestling card is called yet. But so far announced, we have Joey Janela versus Walter. Wow, that's going to be a fucking big one. First time ever. Yeah, I'm sure Walter is going to obliterate Joey's chest with chops, and that is going to be awesome. I don't know how the Bad Boy is going to find a way to defeat Walter. I don't think he will. Walter's on a tear recently. He's the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla champion, so watch out. Because he fucking has hands as big as a gorilla, and he will smack the shit out of you. This will be a great one, May 27th. I got to put that one in the calendar. I think I'm going to make the trip up to Worcester for that. So those are some of the announced Beyond Wrestling shows that we know are coming up. Oh, we also have for July 14th, Chikara and Beyond Wrestling will be having a show together at the Chikara Wrestle Factory in Philly. It will be a Clan Feud show. That's the name of the card, so I can imagine it will be, lots of Chikara. Of course, it will be all Chikara versus Beyond matches. It would be cool to see some just Beyond and some just Chikara matches, and then some versus matches on there. But we'll see how that goes. That should be cool. Clan feuds. Maybe it'll be multi-man matches and multi-man I don't mean multi-man because, you know, it's Chikara. There's crazy species, aliens, ants, ice cream people, and the likes in beyond. I mean, and beyond, and in beyond. There's men, women, and robots, and you know, moths that drink, and people that like to drink orange juice. So yeah, it will be a crazy show, and I'm gonna try to get down to that one too. July 14th, Clan Feuds, Chikara versus Beyond. And I have not been to the Philly area in a long time, and I have not been to the Wrestle Factory at all, and I really want to check that place out. So that'll be awesome if I can get down there. Guys, also, let me break it to you if you haven't already heard, because I was talking about it earlier. Americanrana has been announced for Sunday, July 29th. There's no venue yet or no time. We don't know where it will be held. We do know that Beyond Wrestling is exploring all options. Will it be in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island? We don't know, but we do have the date. Once again, Americanrana will be on Sunday, July 29th. Buzz Humans, that was a lot. But this is Relevant Wrestling Goes Beyond, and we got to push the limits. This might have been one of our longest episodes. So I'm going to get down to the editing and posting it up on the social media as soon as I sign off, which I will do now because we have come to the end of episode 6 of Relevant Wrestling Presents Relevant Wrestling Goes Beyond. So, like I said, one more time, Buzz Humans, thank you for joining us. Let me plug the social media once again before I sign off, if you don't mind, so you can ride those digital buzz waves with us. Make sure to join our Facebook group at facebook.com/Relevant Wrestling Productions. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Relevant Wrestling. Subscribe to the Relevant Wrestling Productions YouTube channel. Check out the BuzzList playlist on there. Check us out on Tumblr. Watch and chat with us on Periscope and Twitch. Listen to us on Audio Boom, Google Play Music, TuneIn, and Spotify. Listen to the Relevant Wrestling BuzzTunes mixtape on Spotify to hear the most relevant and buzzworthy singles of this year and all the tunes that we've been vibing to. Read our relevant reviews on our Facebook group notes section, our contributions to the Japanese Puro Ichiban page on WordPress and to falsefinish.com, and make sure to hit us up for your copy of the most interactive wrestling zine on the planet, the Relevant Rag. Buzz Humans, this has been episode 6 of Relevant Wrestling Goes Beyond. Kayfabe may be dead, but originality and diversity are not. Relevant Wrestling Productions, it's always relevant to us. Damn it. Peace.